Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. It's not impossible untouchable Arsenal player could leave this summer. Gabriel Magalhaes could be the surprise departure from Arsenal this summer. That's according to Dino Jones, who was speaking on the Ranks FC Ultras podcast about the defender. Arsenal have made three massive signings already this summer, and now it's seemingly time to focus on departures. We all know that the likes of Nicolas Pepe and Albert Sambi Lokonga could leave the club, but according to Jones, there have been a few whispers around the idea of Gabriel leaving the club, as there is reportedly big interest in the 24-year-old. Jones shared what he knows about Gabriel. He said, Nicolas Pepe hasn't gone yet, has he? So Nicolas Pepe for sure. The surprise one. If there is a surprising player who could be lured away, it could be Gabriel. I don't think it will happen, but that's one player I have heard a few whispers about in terms of interest and big interest, so it's plausible there could be an offer for him. We just can't see a world where Arsenal let Gabriel go this summer. Left-sided centre-backs are like absolute gold dust in this transfer market right now, and Gabriel is one of the best around. It wasn't long ago that Fabrizio Romano was claiming that Gabriel is seen as untouchable at Arsenal, and we can't see any reason why that will have changed over the past few weeks. Gabriel is a fantastic player, and he is absolutely vital to the way Arsenal play. And with the Gunners looking to build on what they did last season, it's hard to see the North London club taking this sort of backwards step after such an exciting summer so far. Saudi club made approach for outstanding 28-year-old Arsenal player last week. Nicolas Pepe has received an approach from a club in the Saudi Pro League about a move away from Arsenal this summer, but the winger's wage demands are proving to be an issue. That's according to a report from CBS Sport, which notes that Arsenal will accept a nominal fee for the Ivorian ahead of the final year of his contract at the Emirates. The sooner Nicolas Pepe has left Arsenal, the better for all concerned. Unfortunately, the winger's move to the Premier League has been a huge disappointment. He spent last season on loan with Nice, and it seems that there are no plans for Pepe to return to Mikel Arteta's plans ahead of the new campaign. And it seems that there are no plans for Pepe to return to Mikel Arteta's plans ahead of the new campaign. CBS Sports report that Arsenal are looking to move Pepe off the books, and they could even consider ripping up the remainder of his £140,000 a week deal. But clearly, receiving any money for the 28-year-old would be a boost for the Gunners, and CBS Sport report that there has been an approach from the Saudi Pro League in the last week. However, the two parties are far apart when it comes to his wages. It's a shame that Pepe's time at Arsenal looks set to end in this manner. At this stage, it almost appears that the Gunners will do anything to move him on. There have been flashes of outstanding quality, but those flashes have been nowhere near frequent enough for someone who was, until recently, the club's record signing. The good news for Arsenal is that it does Pepe no favors to stick around either. Of course, he could collect a very good salary for doing little if he remains at the Emirates, but surely he will want to be playing at this stage of his career. Brighton now eyeing phenomenal £50 million Arsenal player this summer. Brighton are one of the Premier League sides interested in Folarin Balogun, with Arsenal in no rush to make a decision on the striker's future this summer. That's according to a report from CBS Sport, which notes that West Ham and Crystal Palace are also admirers of the 22-year-old forward. Folarin Balogun's future remains up in the air. As things stand, he is on the US tour with Mikel Arteta's side. However, it would be something of a surprise if he remained at the Emirates beyond the deadline. He was phenomenal during a loan spell with Rams last season, and he is not content with being an understudy at Arsenal, which is clearly going to be a problem with Gabriel Jesus also in the ranks. Arsenal will let Balogun go, but they want £50 million for the USA international. CBS Sports report that Brighton are amongst the group of Premier League sides keen on signing him. Meanwhile, Inter are also in the race. It would be a huge boost for Arsenal if they could agree a big money deal for Balogun. Obviously, he looks to be a really exciting talent, but he is unproven in the Premier League at this stage. In fact, his only significant spell in senior football in England came when he was on loan with Middlesbrough last year. Ultimately, that proved to be an underwhelming stunt. So if they can receive anything like £50 million, it may prove to be a move that is best for all parties. Arsenal will have more money to attack the next stage of the window with. Meanwhile, Balogun can get his career properly up and running, and clearly a move to Brighton would be a very exciting one if the Siglas come calling. Mikel Arteta says 24-year-old player could transform Arsenal's team this season. Mikel Arteta believes summer signing Declan Rice could transform Arsenal's team this season. The Gunners' boss has been speaking to Arsenal's official website about the addition of Rice, and it's fair to say he is delighted with the move. Arsenal landed their top transfer target over the weekend after finally completing a £105 million deal for Rice. West Ham proved to be tough negotiators during the transfer saga, and Arsenal had to push the boat out to sign the England international. But it seems that Arteta is already impressed with Rice and feels the midfielder will bring his side to a different dimension. Speaking to Arsenal's official website, Arteta discussed the addition of Rice and described him as just what his squad needs right now. He said, his leadership, his aura, obviously the experience he already has in this league, he is going to bring the team to a different dimension. He's got the physical qualities that we have been missing for a while. That's why we had to do what we had to do to get him, because he is really important for us. A while ago, we spoke about the players that could complement each other, give us more flexibility, more depth, and more quality, and take a winning hunger into the team with the players who really want to push themselves to a different level. I see him like a lighthouse. He will light up the others and improve the others and make the team better. The way he talks, the ambition he has, and the passion for the game is exactly what we need. Mikel Arteta is not going to play outstanding Arsenal youngster. Many teams want him. Arsenal youngster Charlie Patino is attracting plenty of interest from clubs around Europe this summer. That's according to journalist Chris Whitley, speaking on the National Board YouTube channel. Arsenal's first team squad have jetted out to the United States for their preseason tour. There are some notable absences from the group, including Thomas Partey and Reece Nelson. However, one player who has been away from the squad all summer has been youngster Charlie Patino. There is now lots of interest in Patino as he looks to move on from Arsenal with his path to the first team blocked. Speaking about the 19-year-old's future, Whitley said, with Charlie Patino, it's more a case of the player not being in Mikel Arteta's plans, which I think a few fans will be disappointed with because he is another Hale and Academy product. He's been at the club from such a young age, and there is that hope that is going to be the next big thing out of the academy. Had a spell on loan at Blackpool last season, but now we expect his future to be resolved in the coming weeks. There is interest from clubs all over Europe, Spain, Germany, Holland. Lots and lots of European clubs are interested in Charlie Patino. Nothing imminent there, but there is certainly plenty of teams who are keeping an eye on him and making contact with his representatives want to keep an eye on. Fabrizio Romano says 6 feet and 5 inches Arsenal player could leave after talks with Edu. Fabrizio Romano has revealed that Arsenal goalkeeper Arthur Okonkwo could leave the club on a permanent deal in the coming weeks. The Gunners have made 3 big signings in this window so far. Now, the focus is on outgoings, but nobody really expected young Okonkwo to be shown the door. Romano, however, has claimed on Give Me Sport that a permanent exit is a real possibility. Arthur has been at Arsenal since he was just 8 years old. The talented goalkeeper came through the ranks at the Gunners' Hale End Academy and was promoted to the senior side after he signed a new contract in 2021. Arteta personally welcomed him to the first team squad then. It has been 2 years since that happened, but Okonkwo hasn't played a game for Arsenal yet. He had a hugely successful loan spell at Sturm Graz last season, and he probably feels he is ready to play regularly now. Romano has claimed today that the 6 feet and 5 inches goalkeeper's agents have had a honest chat with Edo's Arsenal, and a permanent exit is on the cards now. He said, "The goalkeeper, there is now a possibility he leaves on a permanent transfer. His agents had a conversation with Arsenal and they were very honest. At the moment, it looks difficult for the player to be an Arsenal player in the future. A move away from Arsenal makes sense for Okonkwo. The Gunners have Aaron Ramsdale and Matt Turner as their number 1 and 2, while Karl Hein, who really impressed in the friendlies in Dubai back in December, is the third choice. Okonkwo, despite his excellent campaign out on loan, will find it difficult to displace any of the above three, which is why an exit this summer is the best thing for all parties. It will be interesting to see where Okonkwo will end up if he does leave Arsenal in the coming weeks. Barcelona approach incredible £50 million star Arsenal want. Barcelona believe that Romelu Lavia could play for any team in the world in the future after the Catalan Giants failed in a bid to sign the Arsenal target. That's according to a report from Sport, which claims that Xavi's men made an approach about signing the Belgian on loan with an option to buy following Southampton's relegation from the Premier League. Romelu Lavia is going to be one name to watch right up until the transfer window deadline. He was incredible following his move to St. Mary's last summer, and he is now attracting a raft of interest. Sport claimed that Arsenal, Liverpool, and Manchester United all want Lavia, but Barcelona have also registered an interest and have made an approach to see if a deal could be agreed. Lavia was keen on the move to Camp Nou. However, Southampton were not willing to loan him out for a year. Previous reports from Football Transfers have suggested that the Suns want £50 million for Lavia. That's clearly a blow for Barca. Sport claims that the club believe that Lavia has the potential to play for any team in world football in the future. It says a lot that teams such as Barcelona, Arsenal, and Liverpool all have their eye on Lavia. He was a shining light in such a disappointing year at St. Mary's, and at 19, he is only going to get significantly better in the years to come. He was not the Gunners' top target for the middle of the park, with Declan Rice already arriving in a club record deal, but clearly it would be a big statement for Mikel Arteta's side if they could now bring Lavia to the Emirates too. It's possible Arsenal could sign incredible player in a few weeks' time. Joao Cancelo has been named as an Arsenal target heading into the summer. The Portuguese ace is apparently a player Mikel Arteta would quite like at the Emirates, but as of late, things have gone rather quiet on this front. Indeed, we have not heard much about Cancelo and Arsenal for a little while now, but according to Dina Jones, speaking on the Ranks FC Ultras podcast, this is one that the Gunners could still revisit in the coming weeks. Jones says that Barcelona are sniffing around Cancelo, but if that deal drags on and on, Arsenal could well swoop for the incredible defender. Jones shared what he knows about Cancelo. He said, "I think the defense will see an addition in. I still think that Cancelo is a possibility, and Barca are sniffing around that one too. But if that drags on and Cancelo is still available in a few weeks or a month's time, I could see that being an August deal that Arsenal do look to do. To put the icing on the cake, maybe another forward who could be an alternator for Saka. That's basically what I have been told to look out for at this point." Arsenal may have to be very patient if they want to get this deal done. It's no secret that Man City want to get rid of Cancelo this summer, but the reality is that they won't want to sell to their closest rivals after the deals to let Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko join Arsenal backfired last summer. However, if we get to the final week of the transfer window and Cancelo is still at the Etihad, City may well buckle and let him join Arsenal, if only to get him off their wage bill. Arsenal need to be patient here. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.